and welcome to Home with Sarah Jane. Today I'm really excited to share one of the science units that I'm going to be using with my 5th grader this coming school year. So we are going to be studying veterinarian science for first semester. And the reason why I say first semester is because I have no clue how long it's going to take. So I don't know if this unit is going to take a month or if it's going to take us the entire semester. So I'm giving us some wiggle room. For our spine, we are going to be using Through the Eyes of a Veterinarian from Campfire Curriculums. I've never used Campfire before, and I'm really excited to try it. We've been using the Good and the Beautiful unit studies for a really long time, and we've actually completed all of them except for the dinosaur unit, which is on my list for this year. But she wanted to start off with learning about animals. So I grabbed this one. I'm going to use this as our spine. Let me show you the table of contents. So this is going to be kind of my guide for teaching her about different animals and just about a veterinary life, basically, what a veterinarian does. So she wants to be a reptile vet and an exotic pet vet. So we're not just going to try and focus on dogs and cats. We want to also focus on reptiles and other types of animals as well. So again, this is going to be the spine that I use. And then we're going to pick and choose just some information out of this National 4-H curriculum book. This one is A Fearless Approach to Understanding Dogs, Their Care, and Training. So again, we will not use this full book. We will just use parts of it. And, you know, just pick and choose what we want to use out of this. We will also be using Vet Academy. Again, this is going to be a little bit of a spine as well. It's kind of like a workbook, but with a whole bunch of information in it as well. And I think this one might even have a few games and activities. And then the last thing that I'm going to be using as a spine is going to be only a section out of farm anatomy. I'm going to pull some information about different farm animals from this book. Yeah, so it has some information on different animals on the farm. Okay, now for our readers. So these are going to be books that I'm reading to her. I wanted some to be pretty informational, but some to also be really silly and fun. I don't want to focus just so much on, you know, sick animals. I want to make it a little fun as well. So the first thing, well, not the first thing, but one of the books that we'll be reading is called True Tales of Animal Heroes. Now, this is one I might use for her to read to me as like an independent. Are you hitting my camera? Speaking of animals, my dog is hitting my camera. Okay, so we'll be using this one as something that she'll actually read out loud to me to practice her reading. It doesn't look very challenging, well, at least for her. So this will be something that she reads to me, but the rest of these I will be reading to her. And this next book is called Be the Vet. And this book, you have to place yourself as the vet and you have to try and figure out certain illnesses and diagnose the animal from the scenarios from this book. So I just thought that this would be really fun to do as well. It gives her like, it kind of gives her a little inside look at being a vet. I will also be reading her So You Want to Work with Animals, Discover Fantastic Ways to Work with Animals from Veterinary Science to Aquatic Biology. So this just kind of goes over different types of ways to work with animals. So again, my daughter wants to be an exotic pet or reptile vet. She doesn't want to just work with like a dog or a cat. So I think that this book will be very helpful to try and maybe pinpoint an area that we can focus on for her. The next book I'll be reading is called ER Vets, Life in an Animal Emergency Room. And then here's some of what it looks like inside. We'll also be reading Animal Hospital Rescuing Urban Wildlife. Inside Out Horse, the inside story on the animal that's born to run. These are really fun, I think. I like how you get to see the different I guess, layers of the animal with some information. We have a few of these books. We will be reading From Egg to Snake, Following the Life Cycle. This I actually bought at a used bookstore for only 50 cents, and I just thought, you know, this one just looked cute. It's a short read. I think she'll enjoy it considering the fact that she loves snakes and reptiles. So the next one I have is Wild Vet Adventures, Saving Animals Around the World. And this is National Geographic Kids. This looks like a very informative book, and it has really great pictures in it. I'm trying not to get the glare. I'm still not used to this light. You're probably tired of me saying that. This one is called Wild Lives, 50 Extraordinary Animals That Made History. So I know that this one isn't exactly just like a vet book per se, but I thought that just reading about different animals that made history would be fun for her. So this book, I found this, I believe, on Book Outlet. And we have the Her, I think it's called Her Story book that's from the same company, I think. And then we're also going to be reading Lily's Story, A Puppy Tale, A Rescue Dog to the Rescue. And then this is just like a chapter book. Now here's some of the silly books that I wanted to read to her. We're going to be reading The Story of Ferdinand. We've read this before. She really enjoys this book. I even thought we could watch the movie after. But I wanted to kind of mix in just other animal stories as well while we're studying basically how to be a veterinarian. So yeah, this one is a lot of fun as well. And again, this is just something that's really short. Make Way for Ducklings. Most of these picture books we've already read before, but she really, really enjoys them. This one's pretty funny. This one's called Six Dinner Sid, and this is about a cat that goes around to different houses and eats food. So, so it's Six Dinner Sid. But yeah, so this is a silly story, and it's, again, I wanted something funny to be mixed in with this unit study as well. Since we are going to be learning about animals that need help and that are sick and hurt, I thought that she might want something a little bit lighthearted as well. This one is called Calico's Curious Kittens. This one I don't think I've ever read. I don't even know where I got this. It was probably at a used bookstore though. This is one of her favorites, Bad Kitty. She loves these stories. She reads the chapter books as well. So I just thought, you know, we'll read it again and again and again. Now for some activities, I purchased Funny Fill-Ins My Pet Adventure. This is something that we'll work on together. I like to try and tie in other areas, like other subjects for school. So this is kind of like a little language arts component that I can add in. I found this Barbie giant coloring poster, and this is the Barbie Vet Clinic poster. So I just thought that this would be something that she can do while I'm reading to her. Veterinary Anatomy coloring book. This one I thought she'd enjoy as well. She could see the insides and the labels of different animal parts. I Draw Farm, where she learns how to draw different farm animals. And then I did pick up 2 coloring books for her as well. I got her a kitty coloring book and a puppy coloring book. Again, this is just something that she could do while I'm reading to her. And they're just, you know, silly basic pictures of the animals. And then another thing she could do for Read Out Loud are these paint by sticker books. So I got her a dog paint by sticker and a cat paint by sticker. She really likes these ones because they're not too easy, but they're not too hard either. So you get the stickers, and then, where's the page? I'm trying to find the actual, there we go. And then you get the animal So to tie in a little bit more for our vet unit, I wanted to tie in more subjects like I was saying. So I found Pet Math, and this is a workbook about different types of math that you'd be using that has to do with pets. So this one is, it says hamster run. Let me see. This one is, oh, so this is like if you need to buy certain certain items for your animal, like dog food or a leash or something like that. It teaches you how to calculate those things. So this one I thought would be a lot of fun as well. She really enjoys math, and this would be a little bit something different than her regular curriculum that we can work on during this unit. And this is for grades 3 through 5. So this would be perfect for her. Now, to mix in some poetry, I bought Book of Animal Poetry with Favorites from Robert Frost. So I bought this book as well on Book Outlet. And again, this is one I actually wanted for a long time, and I finally purchased it. It's a very beautiful book, but I wanted to tie in some poetry as well. And then to tie in a little bit of art, I purchased Artists and Their Pets, True Stories of Famous Artists and Their Animal Friends. So we normally do poetry, art, music on Fridays in our morning basket, but this is just a little bit extra that we can do that ties in with, you know, her science unit. So I thought that would be a lot of fun. Now, I wanted to mention a couple of books that I would have used if I didn't already read them to her, but just to give you a few more ideas. We've already read these books, but who was Jacques Cousteau? Who is Jane Goodall? And who was Steve Irwin? So I've already read these ones to my kids, but if I didn't read these, I would have read them to her during her vet unit study. And I just think that it's great to learn about the people behind helping animals as well. Now, for her independent reading, I decided, because she's really hard to get to, you know, pick books and stick to them, I decided that for her independent reading, I'm going to kind of base it more off of her science unit study or her history. So for this one, I decided to pick some silly books for her that she'll be able to read. So these she'll be reading on her own at night before bed, and she is going to be reading a huge stack of the Bad Kitty books. So she'll be reading Bad Kitty Joins the Team, Bad Kitty Kitten Trouble, Bad Kitty Camp Days, Bad Kitty Takes the Test, Bad Kitty Goes to the Vet, Bad Kitty School Days, Bad Kitty Puppy's Big Day, Bad Kitty for President, Bad Kitty Meets the Baby, there's so many of these, Bad Kitty vs. Uncle Murray, Bad Kitty Gets a Bath, Bad Kitty Gets a Phone, Happy Birthday Bad Kitty. So these ones, she can read the Bad Kitty books in about 2 days. So that's why there's so many that I have for this unit. So if you look on the inside of these books, they're not super long reads, but she loves these books. So she will be able to read through all of these books really quickly. Like I said, one book maybe takes her 2 days, at most 3. So, you know, that's why I have so many. But I have 2 more readers for her. Again, these are independent readers. I picked up The Wild Mustang Horses of the American West. This one, I just wanted a little bit more information on different types of animals, not just kitties. So this one is a history comic. So I decided to just throw this one in there. I think that she'll enjoy it. And then the last book that I have for her to read through is I Love Cats and Kittens, Over 50 Breeds. So this one, she gets to learn about different breeds of cats, which I think is also a lot of fun. She really enjoys seeing the different types of cat or breeds of cats. So I decided to just maybe have her read like about 1 or 2 breeds a night until she finishes the book. Now, the last section for our vet unit study is games and activities. So these are the games and activities that we'll be using. We'll be using Spot It. We will also be using the Professor Noggins Reptiles and Amphibians trivia game. And then I have some puzzles here that we'll be using. I have this kitty puzzle. And again, puzzles are something that she does when I read to her. So that's why I like to have so many on hand for each unit. Uh-oh, this one's stuck. Oh, I broke it. There we go. So this one is just different birds. So this is a puzzle. These are all individual little bird puzzles. I have this puppy puzzle. This was actually a gift and she really loves this puzzle, so I'm glad I could pull it out and she can do this one again. And then we have another kitty puzzle. I swear, we do puzzles like every day. And then this one I just showed in one of my haul videos. This is an irregular shaped super fun puzzle is what it's called. And this one is of like this little dog. It's like a rainbow dog. But let me see if I can actually, does it have a picture of it in here? Let me see. Oh, it does. Okay, you can probably see that a little bit better. So it has this dog and that's the puzzle, but the pieces are in the shape of animals. So this one will be probably pretty hard for us, but I thought it would be a nice little treat. Something a little different. So for some games, we have Guess in 10 Animals. Dog bingo. I like these bingo games because for the dog, you get to learn about the different dog breeds. So I thought that would be fun. And then we also have cat bingo. And again, you learn about the different breeds. So we love bingo as well. We play as a whole family a lot of the time. So it's just a lot of fun for us. And then I picked up this Veterinarian Science Kit. It seems like it's for younger kids, but I think my daughter will really enjoy it. She's 10 and she's going into the 5th grade. So it talks about the x-ray anatomy, bandage, fractures, and like learn to sew, or not sew, what is it called? Stitch? Is it stitch? Is that what it is? So I just thought that this would be a lot of fun for her as well. And then here's the back. And I know that in the Campfire Curriculum book that I'm going to be using, they do have you like take a stuffed animal and cut it and like have her stitch it back up and stuff. So I thought that would be fun as well. And now we're almost done. I showed these as well, but these are stacking cats. So it's just these little wooden, let me see, these little wooden cats, and you just stack them. So this is also something that she'll be doing during Read Out Loud, and it's just cats like stretching and playing. I'm also going to get the dog ones. I just haven't ordered them yet, but there's dog ones just like this. So we'll be having that as well. And now for our letter from Letters from the Wild, I wanted to tie in something from the farm on farm animals. So I purchased one of the past letters that we didn't have on chickens. So she will be using, or we will be using this letter as well to get some more information on chickens. And it comes with a little card with information on the animal on the back. So she will be reading this. Now, the last thing I want to share with you, some people don't like their kids to play video games or do a lot of electronics and stuff, but let me just say that I love video games myself. I'm not always playing them, but I grew up playing them. I think that, you know, for our house, I like using them as a resource. My kids won't, I mean, they have limits to how long they can play and when they can play and even what they can play, but we just love video games. So I actually found this My Universe Pet Clinic Cats and Dogs. So I'm going to be using this actually to go along with school. Just another way for her to get some information about being a vet. And it says here, become the top vet. You take care of your furry friends and give them plenty of affection. So you're basically taking care of these animals, doing x-rays, making sure everything's okay. So I just thought that this would be a lot of fun to throw in. And again, I'm not against electronics. I'm just against my kids being on them 24/7. So we do have limits when it comes to games, even educational ones. So that is that everything? Yes, that is everything for our vet unit study that I will be using for my 5th grader this year. Again, I do not know how long this is going to take us. I don't care really how long it takes us. We could do this the entire year and I wouldn't care. But I do think it's probably going to be at least a quarter. So probably a few months we'll work through this and just have fun with it. If you have any questions, suggestions, anything you think I should throw in for this unit, please let me know in the comments section. Thank you so much for stopping by. You have a great day. Bye.